So this is my first YouTube video, and I wanted to do a YouTube video because recently I've been applying for flight attendant positions because I am ready to fly the friendly skies and be all over. So I know a lot of people have been getting the video interviews, and I completed 2 video interviews for 2 different airlines this week. So I wanted to give you an idea of kind of how it goes and what questions you can expect so that you could be prepared for your interview, because I know we all trying to get these airline jobs. So I just wanted to share the knowledge. So earlier this week, I had an interview for a major airline, and that airline was great because for the video interview, you are allowed to re-record your responses as many times as you want for that airline. The airline that I had today, it was one and done. Basically, you have 3 minutes to record your response, and if you don't get it in those 3 minutes or you mess up, it submits automatically and you cannot re-record. So that was a little stressful, but I made sure that, I went on Glassdoor, I did a lot of research, so I kind of knew which airline would let you re-record and which airline won't let you re-record. I would love to tell you the names of the airlines, but because I'm in the interview process, I don't want to mess anything up. So I am not going to share which airline it was which, but they're 2 amazing airlines. Both of them are very great airlines, and I'm excited for both of them, so we'll see what happens. So for the one that I had earlier this week, they only asked about 4 questions. The questions were really simple. If you prepare for the questions, you'll be good. One of the questions was just basically tell us why you want to work for our airline. And they also asked, tell us about the values that guide you in your day-to-day life, and tell us about your personal values. And then they shared their values in the questions, so you knew what their values were. I already knew what their values were because I did my research on their values, and I made sure that whatever I said aligns with their values, which was weird because it pretty much aligns. Like, it wasn't me faking it, like, yeah, these are my values because they're your values. Like, they were legit values that should be important to everyone, so it won't be hard to relate that. Another question was basically, tell us about a time that you gave exceptional customer service. This question is very important. I gave an example from one of my most recent positions, which was actually at a PR agency. So I was able to take that experience and kind of mold it into what they're looking for, but they're basically looking for real examples of what really happened. So you want to try to think of something. It's hard. Honestly, it's hard to think of specific situations from your previous jobs because more than likely you experience situations all the time. So to think of a standout situation when being asked is not necessarily the easiest thing. So I recommend you really take some time to think about, okay, what can I use that makes sense for this position that, I can really show my customer service skills. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for any airline that you do to give an example of a time that you gave great customer service. So that was another question they asked. And then another question that they asked was, for that particular airline, they send you a video and you watch the video and they ask you, what did you find surprising about the video? Did you find anything concerning or surprising? It's basically like a day in the life of a flight attendant, and just scheduling issues and different things that you can expect when you become a flight attendant. And so you need to be prepared to answer that, and do not shoot yourself in the foot with that question. I wouldn't say something like, oh, well, I'm not looking forward to this. Don't do that. Honestly, though, if you really feel that way, you might not want to go for a flight attendant position, because even though it looks really glamorous, I mean, it is not all the bells and whistles. You will be traveling a lot. You will be away from your family. You will be away from your friends. You will be traveling by yourself. You will be traveling with different crews. So if you're not the type of person that likes to kind of be by themselves and do things, it may not be the best avenue for you. Me, I'm the type of person, I am used to kind of going off on my own and doing my own thing, and I don't really have children or a significant other that is tying me down to one place, that if I was gone all the time, it would be miserable for me. Like, I'm ready to go. So if you're ready to go too, then I recommend you put out your applications, because these airlines are hiring now. They're hiring. So go ahead and shoot your shot. I'm trying to think of the other question that airline had, because there were 4. Tell us about time. Oh, and there was one that was for both of them, and it's tell us about a time that you had an unexpected change in your schedule and you had to like reevaluate priorities, or that wasn't the exact question, but it was along those lines. So tell us about a time something popped up that caused a change in your schedule and you had to address it. Basically, I used an example about how at my old job, someone was had a family emergency and they were out sick, and I had to kind of take on some of their responsibilities. And then all of these questions should be in STAR format for any airline, I believe. If they ever say, tell us about a time, or please tell us about a time, it's in STAR format. So if you don't know what STAR format is, which you probably do because you've probably been researching this, so you probably know, but I'll tell you in case you do not know. It's situation, task, action, result. So you start off by telling them the background of the situation. This is what happened. This is the situation that arose. My colleague had an unexpected family emergency, and she was not able to do her tasks. So upper management asked me if I would mind, they basically asked me if I would mind jumping in and helping with her tasks. Because of that, I have other responsibilities and priorities. It caused me to have to tap into other members of my team to see if they would be able to help with some of the smaller responsibilities that, could be shared amongst the team. And then I was able to allocate my time to help with this task. The actions that I took were I reached out and tapped into the other members of the team to see if they would mind helping me with this. And then I stayed late. I did this, I did that, yada, yada, yada. And as a result, these things got done. Upper management was happy. Everything worked out, blah, blah, blah. Now, that's not exactly what I said. I said it in a more polished way. But I'm just giving you an example that you need to explain the background situation in a way that they can understand exactly what happened. Then you need to talk about what you did. So my task, so what I needed to do was I needed to tap into other members of my team to see if they were able to help. Then I needed to adjust my schedule, stay late a little bit to make sure that everything got done. I did X, Y, and Z. Then that was, it. So, your situation, your task is to help whoever do whatever they need to do because they're out sick. The action was tapped into my team, reallocated my schedule, blah, blah, blah. The result was everything got done. Everyone was happy. Bomb. So you just need to make sure that you tell the complete picture. See, I'm practicing for the complete picture. You need to just make sure that they understand that. So for those questions, just make sure you set it up. You give them the background. You give them what you were tasked to do. You give them what you did, and you give them the result. Simple. STAR format. So I recommend that you practice. From my most recent interview that I did today, basically the questions were a little bit different. This one was a little bit longer. They still asked about, tell us about a time you gave exceptional customer service. This particular airline asked about a time that you received memorable customer service. So what I did for that one is I told them about a time that I received great customer service. I used an example, and then I tied that into how I strive to provide that same level or higher of customer service because of what that means to me. So I said, I received great customer service. I gave the example, and then I said, this was important for me. I always enjoy receiving great customer service because I work in customer service and I do service-based jobs, and I strive to give that level of customer service. So when I receive that level of customer service, it makes me feel really good knowing that I make someone else feel the same way. I expect high standards of customer service because I know that I provide the highest standard of customer service. So when I receive less than par customer service, it really bothers me because I know how I go above and beyond for my consumers, and I expect the same from companies and brands that I support. So, you give your example, but then you tie that into why you also give great customer service. Like, make it back about you, basically. And that's the truth. Like, when I go places and I get bad customer service, I'm like, whoa, been there, done that. I've been a bartender. I've been a server. Now I work in digital media and for PR agencies and stuff like that. So I have clients and brands that I service, which is a little bit different than direct consumers, but same concept. So I expect the customer service. And so you just gotta do it. So basically, those are just some examples of some of the questions they're gonna ask you. Please go to Glassdoor. Please put in the airline that you are interviewing with. Please read the questions that people share with you on Glassdoor, because those are going to be the questions that they're going to ask you in your interview, and you can be prepared. Like, you want to make sure that you are prepared and that you do your research. So make sure that you use Glassdoor.com, because I'm not going to share every question with you on here, but Glassdoor.com is a great resource. You will be well prepared. Trust me, it's great. Like, check it out. Okay, so I wanted to do this video right after I did my most recent interview because I want to show you how you should present yourself at your interview. And this is based off of my research that I've done. I've already done the research of how you should look and dress. And so I'm sharing it with you in case this is one of the first videos you watch. So as you can see, I'm wearing my hair pulled back into a basic ponytail. Don't wear your hair down in your face. They want to see how you're going to look. They want to see if you are going to fit the flight attendant look. So you need to wear your hair back. I have basic pearls in my ears. I'm wearing the signature red lipstick that is known for flight attendants. I do love lashes, so I am wearing lashes. I wear lashes every day of my life because I love them. But I love like dramatic lashes, like when I'm going out. But I have really natural lashes on. Nobody would even really know that I have them on. So as you can see, I don't have a ton of eyeshadow on. I don't have a ton of like contouring happening, which I can get into it, but I don't, because you want to look very simple. You want to look very classy, very graceful. A nice red lip, your foundation, some powder so you are not shiny in your video is all you need. Your hair slicked back. I have on a black turtleneck shirt, which you can wear a blouse if you like, and a blazer. Do not forget your blazer. Flight attendants wear blazers. You want to make sure that you have your blazer on. Even though this is a video interview, you need to look the part. You need to act like someone's sitting right across from you. Because the reason why they're having these videos is because they want to see you. They want to judge you and how you look, and if they want you representing them in the sky. So just make sure that you just look just like this. Like, you could be on a plane asking somebody, can I get you a beverage? What would you like to drink? Are you willing and able to help assist with the emergency door? If not, I'm going to have to move you from the emergency exit row. Like, you need to look like you're about to say that, okay? So that's what I did, and that's why I wanted to do the video right after, so you can just get an idea. I heard that you don't want to wear bright colors. You don't want to wear like a bright pink blazer, even though that's very cute. That's the type of stuff I'm used to kind of wearing on interviews because, like I said, I've been doing like digital media, PR, and that's very like young, fashion forward, like, you can wear stuff like that. But for the airlines, you want to keep it simple. You want to keep it classy. So I recommend that. I recommend that when you do your video, make sure your lighting is good. Make sure that your background is good. Right now, I have this door in the background, but I did not have that door in the background when I did my interview. I was at a different angle. This pillow was not there. So it was literally just my couch, the wall, and me. I did it on my computer because I heard when you do it on your phone, you have like black bars on the side, and you want to make sure when they review your video, they just see you and they're not distracted. You want to make your distractions minimal. Um, let's see what else. You want to make sure that when you speak, you take your time and you speak clearly and do not rush your responses. Don't speak so slow where it's awkward. Like, don't do this and then this, and this. Don't do that. You want to make sure that it still flows. But as I'm doing now, you want to make sure that you project your voice. You want to make sure that you smile. And you want to make sure that every word that you say, you are pronouncing the word clearly so that they can hear exactly what you're saying. But you don't want to be that, exactly what you're saying. No, not like that. You still want to be yourself, but you want to make sure. See what I'm doing right now? I am smiling as I am talking to you. There's not a word that is escaping my mouth where I am not smiling at you. So make sure when you do your interview, you remember to smile. Smile. That's it. Just smile while you're talking. Don't be nervous if you feel like, oh, I don't have the most perfect teeth. I need to hide them. Listen, unless it's like extremely bad, don't worry. I don't have the most perfect teeth either. But I smile because they want to see that you are friendly. They want to see that when people come on the plane, you will be able to say, hi, welcome aboard. And you're not like, hey, what's up? They don't want that. So just, and then again, I'm going to update you guys on if I make it to the next step because maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. But I definitely put my best foot forward. I did my research and I made sure that I followed the advice that I received from my online sources and from real sources of actual flight attendants that I actually know. So I just wanted to share these with you and kind of get you prepped for kind of like what the video interview process is like. I like the video interviews because you're calm and you can be yourself because there's really no one else on the other end yet. They will watch it, but it's a different type of pressure when someone's like staring you in your eyes and you're trying to think of your answer. You're trying to remember to smile and you're looking at them and they're looking at you. You can lose your train of thought and it just gets weird. So yes, I just wanted to share that with you, and hopefully I will be invited by one of the airlines to fly out to one of their bases. Both of these airlines I'm based in New York, but both of these airlines are based down south. So what happens is for the next portion of the interview, if they decide to move forward with me, they will fly me down and it will be a big, huge group interview with hundreds of other applicants, and then it will be a process of elimination. So I know this because maybe about, 7 or 8 years ago, I actually made it to a face-to-face interview with one of the major airlines. And back then, they didn't have video interviews. They had phone interviews. So I was doing a phone interview, and then I was invited to fly down for the face-to-face interview. And it was an all-day process. They did fly you down. They did put you up in a hotel overnight, and you went, and it was like an all-day thing. And there's a lot of other applicants and a lot of flight attendants, and they watch your every move. And you wind up having like a one-on-one interview and a group interview, and then there's like group like tasks, like a group activity that you do, and then you learn more about the company. They show you a video and all of that, and then usually they decide right then and there if they're going to give you a conditional job offer, which at the time I did not get extended a job offer. So I went on and I pursued a career in digital media, which I've been doing since then. And now I'm ready to go back and try again. So this time I'm hoping that it works out. And I hope that it works out for all of you that want to do this. So I'm very excited just to be able to share kind of what it's like so that you could be prepared and to share my tips and tricks with you. And I really hope that you get it, and I am rooting for you. So if you have any other questions, comment below. You can also follow me if you want on Instagram at Kisses and Lyrics. And yeah, thank you for supporting my very first video. I figured this is the perfect video to do for my first video because this is something people are going to be looking for. Also, if you're thinking about getting a job in flight attending, now is the time to apply. I got really lucky. When I decided to just check and apply, I got really lucky because I got these video interviews like the next week after applying. So now is the time. So go for it. All right, thanks, and look out for other videos that will be better quality than this. Okay? Thank you. Bye.